Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Running a business means you're always reachable until you're not. And the moment you miss that call, a competitor picks it up. That's why this episode is brought to you by Quo, spelled Quo, the business phone system built so you never miss an opportunity. All your calls, texts, and voicemails live in one place. Anyone on your team can pick up a conversation, see the full history, and respond fast. Quo is the #1 rated business phone system on G2, trusted by over 90,000 businesses. Set up in minutes on any device. Keep your existing number, add teammates as you grow. No IT, no hassle. Quo's built-in AI agent even handles after-hours calls and books appointments, so you're covered around the clock. Money is on the line. Always say hello with Quo. Try Quo free, plus 20% off your first 6 months at quo.com/tech. That's quo.com/tech.
Sewing Club podcast is coming at you today from Turrbal and Yagara country. We pay our respects to their elders past and present.
Welcome to the Sewing Club.
Hi everyone, I'm Gemma.
And I'm Kylie. And today's episode is a little bit different.
We thought we'd mix it up a little bit and we would do a bit of a Christmas special and answer some of the questions from our listeners.
Yes, and this gives us all a chance to have a little bit of a break from sewing patterns every month.
I mean, we do love it, but yeah, Christmas is busy, so
yeah.
And we wanted to have a bit of a questions and answer session, and share a bit more about our sewing, but also other things going on in our lives as well.
Exactly. You can get to know us a little bit better, and thank you for sending in the questions.
Okay, well, we'll start with the first one, shall we, Carly?
Yep.
What made you both decide to start your businesses? And that's from Lisa C. Mello.
Oh, I don't think I decided. It kind of just sort of happened.
Yeah, it was pretty natural for me too. I actually have my mum in my ear quite a lot. I think she has had this idea and still does of us having this quaint little sewing shop, actual like bricks and mortar shop. And she's like, it'd be such a great idea. And I guess eventually she convinced me, but I took it in a different direction. I went online, obviously. So yeah, that's kind of how it came about for me. And as we've said before, the magic happened in nap time.
That's right. I could see you and your mum running a shop.
Yeah, well, we do work together at Sewing Gem. She does orders and things for me, and we work together. So, it's really nice to get to do that.
That is nice. I didn't really plan on starting the business. I just wanted to have an Instagram where I share things that I was making, and I was sharing things, and then I decided to make some labels for myself and then sell those, and then it just all sort of happened after that. Amazing. So it wasn't really the intention to have a business, especially not, a big business like I have now. It's kind of just happened. Yeah,
that's awesome.
But the podcast is more of a passion project.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's bringing us both back to our sewing.
Definitely.
Next one.
Yeah, we've got cards here, so we're just pulling one out of the pack.
Seeing what we get.
Yeah. Well, this has got two questions. Celia from Norway. One, if you were to design a pattern for one of the designers you have reviewed, which would it be? And then it says, which designer matches your vibe style the best, and what would you design?
I think for me, and I think I probably, I've said this before, it was the Gracie Still patterns. I have made her flirt skirt a few times, and I love her little tops and things, and I really liked the dress version of the top that we did. And I have done in the past, before I was doing the sewing podcast, I would make a lot of evening wear, and I would love to design a dress for Gracie to wear, because I think she'd look amazing in some kind of corsety number, I don't know, with a big full skirt, and that's what I would do.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah. That's a really good question. I think I'd probably like to work with all of them.
Yes, true. Absolutely.
I really love the vibe of Paradise Patterns because Hawaii and Brisbane are very similar.
Absolutely.
In their humid climate.
Yeah.
So those garments go well with our temperature. But I think if I was going to work with someone to make a garment, I think I might work with Kelly from True Buyers.
Oh, it should be so much fun.
Yeah.
That'd be
I
cool.
think all of her patterns are just really solid basics, and I think basics are awesome. Yeah. Okay, this is from Maud Duran-Lu. What is your all-time favourite sewing pattern and how did you meet?
Oh.
And how did you Can we choose?
That's a hard one.
Favorite pattern?
Do you have one?
I don't know if I can even – that's like – no.
I know.
I don't think I got a favorite.
I know for me, I don't have a particular pattern, but I have a garment type that I would say, and that would be a skirt for me.
Okay.
Like, a quick sew, but something that I know I'm going to wear lots. I'm a bit of a skirt wearing person, so definitely a skirt. But I can't give you a definite pattern because I've made lots of skirts that I like, I guess.
Yeah. But how did we meet? We met because of work.
And Sewing Gem was wanting to stock some Cully in the Machine labels, and I guess we had a long coffee, didn't we?
Yeah, very long. It was meant to be like a quick coffee, and then it was like a 4-hour coffee.
Yeah. And I guess the rest is history, right?
Yeah, we live close. We just happen to live close to each other as well.
And our kids are fairly similar ages.
And then we ended up going to the same day. Yeah, we just ended up being at the same daycare. Yeah, it was just just knowing people in the local area as well.
And then, over the years I'd nip in and pick up Sewing Gem orders and went from there.
Exactly. Feels like only a little while ago, but it was like 5 years ago.
Let's not count up the actual years because it's flying by. So the next one is from Gem Sews Things, and she asks, what unfinished projects are in your naughty corner and why?
Oh, you want names of like the actual...
Yeah. Have you got anything in the naughty corner and why?
Oh, there's lots of them.
Yeah, me too.
I try not to think about the naughty corner.
So many unfinished. I mean, less naughty, just me, I think, probably getting bored halfway through. And one that comes to mind is a checked linen shirt that I've cut out for my husband. And because it's not for me, I'm just not that motivated to make it, really, So it's sitting there.
Does he listen to this?
I don't know, actually, Carly. He might say he does, but I'm not convinced.
Well, this will be the test. There's heaps of things that I've got cut out that I haven't sewn.
But they're not naughty.
No.
Well, maybe they are.
I think, there's this one pattern by Pattern Fantastic, and I love the look of it on people, and then I think maybe the sizing doesn't fit me. It's like I made the smallest size and it's still huge on me. But I really wanted those to work. Yeah. The Terra pant. Yeah.
Okay.
But they were just too big.
I do have a dress that is in the naughty corner that I drafted it myself, but it was fairly early on in my sewing journey. And I picked the wrong fabric, but I spent a lot of money on it. And so I'm never going to wear that dress. It does not look good. But I can't get rid of it because the fabric was so expensive and beautiful. And so I'm just a little bit cross with myself, and that is very much in the naughty corner.
That is like a stab in the heart.
It really is. Even all these years on, I've still got it and I still pull it out and it still, hurts.
Did you sit on that fabric for a while and then you cut it, or did you buy it?
I think I just went for it.
Oh, right.
And I mean, I'd made toiles and stuff, but it was just the wrong fabric. And I think fabric choice is something that can trip you up.
Yes.
When you first start. Well, anyone, let's be honest, but particularly when you first start. I had this vision for it. I guess I liked the pattern and it was just wrong. And I don't think that dress is ever leaving the naughty corner. It's going to just stay there forevermore.
Talking about fabric choice, I think interfacing choice is also something that I've done wrong in my earlier sewing years, of just using what I had instead of what was the best interfacing for that fabric and that project. And that's something that really comes with time and practice.
Basically, with your interfacing, you want to try and match the interfacing as closely to the fabric that you're actually using. And it's very easy to go into wherever and buy the cheapest one because it's just interfacing, but it's often cheap synthetic rubbish and you're putting it on beautiful fabric and it's not necessarily the best combination. So I think that's an excellent tip.
Yeah. Do you stock interfacing?
I do. Yes. In fact, we're actually expanding out the range a little bit in terms of weights and things like that. We've got stuff for stretch, for all sorts. So and it's about matching up the fabric that you're actually using.
Because that could make it a fail.
Absolutely.
You could have the best fabric, the perfect fabric choice, and then you put too stiff interfacing on the collar or something, and then you just won't wear it because it's too stiff.
Or something I've done is too much heat on the interfacing and it's puckered up, like created like a bubbly effect. So you have to be careful with that as well. So
yeah, if that happens, it's almost like you just got to start again.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good question.
Yeah, it was a great question.
Okay, bucket list sewing projects if time and cost didn't exist, and that's from by Alyssa.
I have two things. It's not necessarily a pattern, but it's garment types again. I'd like to get back to making some kind of, amazing dress.
Yes.
Corset involved. Maybe the Rose Cafe bustier.
Yes.
I would like to, that is definitely on my list and I want to do that well. And a fully kind of like tailored jacket is the other thing.
Yeah.
But that's very time consuming and
it would be nice to make that. I don't know if I'm not really a blazer wearer, but I'm still intrigued by the process because I know that it's so involved.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of hand sewing, which is probably why I haven't started doing that yet.
I love the idea of a nice little Chanel type jacket, but we probably wouldn't wear it very often. That's the problem.
You can do those courses, and I've seen the jackets that people have made, and they're
amazing.
Really, really awesome.
Yeah.
But I think my bucket list sewing project would be probably a wedding dress because I didn't make my wedding dress because back then I wasn't really sewing garments, and I ended up needing it to be altered, and then I had to get someone else to do it. And then, I think now if I got married now, or if I got married again, or we talk about sometimes doing that because we got married in Canada and we live in Australia, and so like my friends and family weren't at the wedding, so we keep saying that we'll do it for our 5th anniversary and then our 10th anniversary and then I don't know, we're already past that. So maybe it will never happen. So maybe I get to make a wedding dress for someone, but not just anyone. It'd have to be either be me or maybe like for one of my sons, partner or something.
That's exciting.
I don't think I would take it on otherwise because,
Bridezilla might come out.
That's not even what I was thinking about. I was just thinking about like me being like stressed about it and, because I feel like if it was for someone else, like a customer, like I would just be so stressed out
But
about
imagine if you're having a dress made for you by your mother-in-law and you don't like what she's doing. Like, do you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe I'll learn to make the jackets for the sons.
She might not be like that, but you don't know, right?
True. But yeah, I would want to make something that's like of really big importance that could be photographed and have those memories. Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay. This is from LH Made. What's your worst sewing habit? I.e. pins in the mouth, not pre-washing, etc.
Yeah, pins in the mouth is really bad if people do that.
Do you do it?
No. Do you do it?
Yes.
It's bad, man. It's bad.
Sometimes I do. Not regularly, but
okay.
I have been known.
I mean, I just know someone that inhaled one.
I have heard of that, and since learning of that, I do it less, but I do sometimes forget.
Mine is in relation to pins. I am not careful with where they go.
No, same.
Like they fall on the floor and then my kids come and bring them to me.
I've got a really cool tool actually now, which is an extendable magnetic thing, which someone makes for us at Sewing Gem. It's a handmade, and I kind of drag it over the floor. Since we got a little cavoodle, because I worry about her going in her paws. Don't worry about the kids. I just worry about the cavoodle.
Well, the kids have learned the pins thing ages ago. They know they go, oh, mum's pin. I bring it back to mum's.
Yeah. How did that get here? Why are we finding pins? I don't know. In the kitchen, but they seem to turn up.
They usually lay flat on the floor. Like I have never actually stood on a pin that's been on the floor.
Same.
I've stood on Lego.
Oh, now that hurts.
Yeah. Okay. This one's from Annie Nassie. Do you guys ever wear a thick winter coat?
Not in Brisbane.
No, not really.
But when I go skiing or something like that, then I do take a thick winter coat with me then.
The times when I need the coat the most is like watching sport, in the mornings.
Yeah,
in
true.
the winter. So I usually wear like a puffer jacket.
Yeah, and I have worn coats out like maybe when we get the odd chilly evening in winter, like because we're going out for dinner or something like that. But it's
really just to and from the car, and then you take the jacket off.
And then you start sweating.
Yeah. We probably won't be doing too many like
no
thick winter coats because we just don't need them
No,
at all.
No, they're not needed. Unless I go back to the UK. But no plans.
I mean,
at the
we've
moment.
both lived in places that are very cold. Like I lived in Canada, where it's super cold, and same in the UK.
Yeah.
But here, it's not really necessary.
No. It's one of the main reasons I live here. Oh, I like this. This is from at Beck Toozle. Pants alterations, unique butt shapes and legs, etc. How?
That's a great question.
Where do we begin?
Yeah, I mean, we're not the experts in pant fitting, and a lot of these designers that make these patterns have amazing resources for their trouser and pant and all of those kind of shorts patterns. So what are we going to do? How do I answer this?
Well, I would say as well, it's if you haven't already, Beck Toozle, I would suggest getting a really good pattern alteration book. Mm-hmm. Like in your sewing room or wherever you sew, just somewhere for all your alterations that you might need to do. I mean, that's and you can get specific pants books. Some of them look like they come from, decades and decades and decades ago, but the information in them is really, really good, I would say. And also the pattern designers themselves. There is a pattern designer that I know, I'm trying to remember who, has a really good resource book for pant fitting.
I think it's Closet Core.
Is it Closet Core?
Yeah.
Yes, you're right, Closet Core.
Yeah.
So there is lots of resources out there. And I guess the other thing is, making a toile and marking where your areas are, and often where there's drag lines where they're pointing, that's where your issues are. But that will all be it's such a big topic, but it's worth investing, I would say, in some resources to help you, or even maybe go and see a sewing teacher or someone like that can see them on you and see what needs to be changed.
That's right. I mean, for me, when I didn't know how to do this like fitting necessarily, but if I had these pair of pants that fit me really well, they were ready to wear, and then I kind of worked out what the crotch curve was, because the crotch curve is really important, because that's going to be the part that you can't stand because it's riding up somewhere it shouldn't.
Yeah.
Or there's too much fabric there or not enough fabric there. So I think the crotch curve itself, if you were familiar with pants that you knew fit you really well, and you could like almost start with the crotch curve and then work your way out, because if the crotch curve, and what is the crotch curve? It's like everywhere from the center front to the center back through the undercarriage area, I suppose. So it's like the shape of your anatomy.
Yeah. The other thing that really helped me is find out what it is that you genuinely need to alter for you, because then you can become really expert on those particular alterations. Like I really, really struggle with pants, so I completely hear you here. And it's much easier, for example, if you pick like the co-trousers that we did, a wider leg trouser, because if you've got, I don't know, not knees, bow legs, bigger calves, bigger thighs, sway back, you've got all those things going on, which some, maybe not all of them, but a selection, it is going to be more problematic. And you can do the alterations, but it's going to take time and different versions of those. So I think you have to put aside some time and invest in some resources as well.
Yeah, and if you do find a pattern or a pattern company that's kind of like pretty close to you, then you can make smaller adjustments, and then instead of continue buying different patterns. Like if you know that pants patterns in general don't fit you out of the box, then it might be worth just
that's a great
having
tip that you gave.
Something that you keep coming back to, and then hack it.
Like the co-trouser for me, like the crotch curve was perfect. So you're right. I come back to that, use that as my base.
Because if the crotch curve is not right, it's going to be uncomfortable, and you're just going to have to make alterations anyway. Yeah. So if you start there, and then you got to look at like the wrinkles and
the drag lines
and the smile and the frown.
The smile, yeah. So there's a lot to think about.
Yeah. And definitely, I think finding the resources online. We should put some links in our show notes of tutorials that we found.
Start with a pair that fits you well on the waist and the crotch, and maybe don't worry about the legs, and then you can build on that next time. I don't know, like a wider leg pattern.
And don't overfit them.
Yes.
Especially if they're woven, don't overfit them, because then
You need to sit down.
But then if it's like jeans, you really need them to be quite fitted.
Yeah.
Because they will stretch because of the fabric being denim. But if you're not using denim, then
you need it to be not overfitted.
Exactly. I mean, without giving away all the amazing patterns and pattern designs that we have lined up for next year, there is a really great shorts pattern that we're going to do, and I think that you will find excellent fitting tips in that one.
Yeah, I'm excited to make these because I'm a real shorts wearer. I live in shorts in the summer usually. So excited to get onto that.
Yeah, I'm not excited to doing the fitting though, to be honest.
Hopefully it will be easy. Hopefully we'll just put them on and they'll fit.
Yeah, I think the best tip is find a pair that fit and then just never make anything else. Okay. This is a great one because, I mean, sometimes you go up and down in your sojo. So this one's from Quilting Poodle. When you're in a sewing slump, what pattern turns everything around?
I think it has to be a quick sew for me.
Mm.
I don't have one particular pattern. I think we've said that, but something that's just gets me back my sojo, my flow fairly easy, whether it's a nice little top or a quick skirt or something. I know that's a bit of a vague answer, but I don't necessarily have a go-to pattern. I just know that I need something quick and easy to kind of, heal the pain.
Quick and easy is definitely my criteria as well. And also I might add in there obligation, because I have this pile of clothes that have like holes in them or like a ripped pocket or something. It just sits there. And then if I haven't sewn for a while, it's actually good to do those those little mending things because it takes 1 minute.
Yeah.
That's sitting there for 6 months and then it takes you 1 minute to do it and then it's done and you're like, oh, wow, maybe I could sew something for myself now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
That or like a scrunchie or something.
Yeah, I've got a project actually sitting on the ironing board right now ready to go, which is like a little pencil case holder and a notebook that I'm going to sew with my eldest daughter hopefully at the weekend. And that kind of thing can just be really rewarding but really, really quick, and you don't have to think too much and you just get your sojo on.
I really like to make the meal tote.
Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah. Do you have a sewing tool or accessory that you swear by and think everyone should have?
Can I do a shameless plug of my own product?
Of course.
I think everyone should have sewing glue.
I agree. Yeah, sewing glue is amazing.
Yeah, and a safety pin. Like you can use a safety pin for so many things.
Yeah.
It's not really a tool. It's just a thing that you have. But if you don't have, you can there's a tool for everything, right? There's so many tools
and I
to
love my
optimize
tools.
The experience, but I do think that you can probably get by with like a chopstick and
totally.
And a safety pin. You don't need to have all the fancy turning things, but they are really cool and they do work.
Yeah. For me, it's two things, if I'm allowed, and they're both for pressing.
Oh, yes.
One is a hot hemmer. For when you're just turning up a hem and you want to know it's and they kind of grip to the fabric, which makes life much easier. And I do like, having a sleeve board or a point presser clapper to help with all of that. I just think pressing is often what gives you a really professional finish when you sew. And without them, I think I would find you could totally do it without them.
Yeah.
You could, rather than using a ham, for example, you could stuff a pair of socks behind you. There's always things you can do, but just having the actual resources there ready to go, or the tools, I should say, they're ready to go are really good. Yeah.
Yeah. I think when I was doing quilts, I didn't use anywhere near the same amount of tools because you're working on a flat. But a ham, when you're starting to do things like darts and anything that's, curved, like
going
our
on
body
a curved
is curved,
part of the body. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't really get that right shape from a ironing board.
No.
You really need something that's a 3D round
like
shape.
boob.
Yeah, a boob. A boob.
A boob shape.
A boob or a sleeve.
Or a shoulder.
Yeah. Because you don't want pointy darts.
No, you don't.
What's a hidden talent or fun fact about each of you that might surprise your listeners?
A fun fact. I don't think I've got any fun facts.
You're fun.
I think I'm fun.
I don't know. You're very strong and fit.
I could do chin ups and pull ups. There you go. How about that? And I can do a skin the cat on the rings. There you go.
A what?
A skin the cat on the rings.
What's that?
When you pull yourself up on the rings and you turn around and then you come back again. And I love all that stuff. So I don't know if that's necessarily a hidden fact or a secret about me, but I love them.
It's definitely a hidden talent.
A hidden talent. I'm quite strong.
I can sing. I'm really good at picking gifts for people.
Oh, that's awesome.
Based on like some random conversation that I might have had with them like 2 years ago. And
You
I'm like,
remember?
Oh, yeah, I remember this. My mind has like an endless capacity for that kind of information, but not for other information that I might need on a daily basis. But yes, hidden talent. I can do backflips into my pool.
Nice. You can do a backflip. That's cool.
My kids were pretty impressed.
They would have been. I'm working on handstands at the moment, actually. I'm going to go and show off to the kids once I nail it, but still some work to do.
No, not too much else.
How did you come up with the idea for the Sewing Club podcast? Well, I think you need to answer this, Kylie, because you came to me.
Well, yes.
How did this come to be?
Okay, so it came to be because for me it was an idea that we wanted to give to the community. So with lots of changes in the world and economy, we just thought, why don't we put out something that people can listen to? It doesn't cost them anything and they can have some more sewing entertainment. And the other flip side was that I wanted to, have a deadline to sew something every month. Well, maybe not every month. That was probably a bit ambitious, but it's here we are.
Yeah.
So it was about getting to sew. But I said, it needs to be someone else. It can't just be me. I don't want to do it on my own. I would really love a host. And my first choice was Gemma, and she said yes.
Well, I'm very glad you asked me. So I've loved doing it. And I think what it does for both of us, as you rightly said, is brings us back to the sewing and also gives me as a small business owner a chance to connect with, someone else who's running an awesome business. So thank you for asking me.
Yeah. It's actually a bit lonely owning a business.
It can be, yeah. It's nice to, just have those, I guess, friends and connections and do stuff together like this. I feel really lucky to get this opportunity.
Yeah, it's nice. Okay, do either of you have a favourite place to visit for creative inspiration?
The first place that comes to my mind is only down the road really, but it's Noosa, and I will sometimes go there with my mum for like a sewing weekend, and that's just the place where we take our machines and we go and stay, in different places, and I love being there, particularly when it's not peak season. And just chilling out and sewing and
Sounds lovely.
Yeah, it's great.
Inspiration would mainly be something to do with water. So like either going for a swim or going to the beach or like having a shower. I don't know. Sometimes I'm trying to work something out and then go have a shower and then I'm like, I got it. I got the answer.
Helps, yeah.
Yep.
What's the first thing you ever sewed and do you still have it?
Like I don't remember what the first thing I ever sewed.
I definitely mucked around with obviously my mum's sewing machine and I can't remember.
Yeah. I made stupid things for my dog.
Yeah.
And she did not like them.
Outfits
like
for-
tutus.
Yeah, a Barbie and no.
So none of that stuff.
Let's
But what about
just-
like more recently when you got back into sewing?
It was a dress that we still have because I can't throw it out. In fact, I think it's in my daughter's memory box. And it was a very simple pinafore dress with an appliqued flower on the front. And she was maybe 2. Actually, I do have a funny story. One of the second dresses I made for her. So I finished this dress. My mum was staying with me from the UK and we were really excited. We put the dress on her. She was probably 2.5. And we're taking all these photos. And as we're taking the photos, she just stands there. She goes completely white and pale and then just vomits all down the front of the dress. I'm so proud of this dress, and then it's just covered in vomit.
So like the maiden voyage.
Yeah. So luckily it all came out anyway.
Do you still have that one?
We do.
The vomit dress?
Yeah, we have the vomit dress. Washed vomit dress.
The first thing that I made when I got back into sewing. I was pregnant with my son and I wanted to make him a quilt, and I found a sewing machine in my mother-in-law's cupboard and I made him a quilt. And then, no, I don't have it, but my mother-in-law has it in Canada.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, this one's from Gina Makes. I can't get enough of the podcast. Can you please make weekly episodes?
Look, I think we'd love to. There's a big but coming though.
Nah.
It's quite time consuming, isn't it? The process of doing it. Obviously we have to sew, we have to interview, we have to record, we have to write a blog post, we have to do a photo shoot.
Like
show notes, socials,
show notes,
and
everything.
I think because there's quite a lot that goes on, I guess, in the lead up to it being released, it's not like we just turn up and talk about something.
Yeah,
I'm sure
even if the sewing was taken out, it still would be
it's still
really,
quite a lot of work. Yeah,
I don't know if we could do a weekly. Probably not. Let's keep
just
it at
say,
monthly for now.
I love the idea, but probably not. Monthly is working well for us at the moment.
It fits into our schedules
and even then sometimes it's a case of these are almost hemmed.
And also our producer's shaking his head.
Yes. He's saying absolutely not. Imagine having to sit with us every week, Jason.
Talking about sewing.
So this is from Yogurt Knit.
Yogurt.
Or if you're in Australia, I'd say yogurt knit. Yogurt knit. Do you snack while you're sewing? And if yes, what are your top sewing snacks?
Okay. I actually do snack.
Okay.
I have these like Darrelly chocolate balls. Like there's like a mint and there's a coconut one and an orange one. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. So how do you go with chocolate?
Because they're coated. It's like a giant M&M, I guess. Like, it's like a coated thing.
You've got to eat them quick.
Yeah,
then you're fine. Just shove them in.
You just pull one out and pop it in your mouth. Because I like them because it doesn't have like a rustly bag. I know that sounds silly, but if anyone hears this rustling bag, they'll know that I'm into
I got you.
Snacks.
Yeah.
And also coffee.
Yeah, well, I was going to say definitely for me a coffee. I don't eat a whole load usually when I'm sewing, but if I was hungry, I'd probably go like popcorn or something like that. That would be my go-to.
I like popcorn. Outside of sewing, what hobbies or activities do each of you love?
Well, we've already touched on the point that I like going to the gym. I do go quite a lot.
Yes.
And I'm trying to get my running up at the moment because I'm considering, I don't know if I want to say this because I might change my mind, doing a High Rocks, which is like it's a big event where everyone comes together and it's basically lots of things that you compete in for time, and between each of the events, so for example there's 1,000-meter ski erg, there's 100-meter burpee board jump, there's 100 wall balls, and between each of those you have to run a kilometre, and it's a total of 8-kilometre run. So I'm thinking about starting to train for that, but I'm just thinking at the moment, Kylie. There you go.
There goes your schedule.
Yeah, that's why I don't have time to hem.
Oh, gosh. All right. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
I support you. I'll cheer you on. I like most creative things, like modeling things, like polymer clay. We do that with the kids.
That's cool.
Any kind of thing with a hot glue gun, that's fun. Molding things like ceramics. I do some ceramics with my husband. He's got a full setup under the house, and I really like jumping on my rebounder. That's really fun, and doing yoga, cuddling with my cats. That's my favorite activity.
Yeah, I'm with you. I have a little cavoodle, and I love cuddling her. That's a good activity.
But yeah, I mean, what I would really like to learn, and I would really like to learn more like woodworking stuff, because I've got some tools. Like I bought a saw and I don't really know what to do with it.
Yeah.
But I want to make things because I feel like, we spoke to Kelly about this from True Bias. It's like I feel like you can make a garment, right? And it's got lots of these pieces and you can kind of see how it goes together. And I see that with like bathrooms and kitchens and things like that. Like I reckon I could do that if I had the right tools and the right, expertise.
Yeah. A bit of interior design definitely appeals to me. I mean, I've got no credentials at all in that, but I'd love the idea of doing something along those lines as well. Yeah.
I'd also really like to learn how to do like proper bricklaying. When I know that sounds really crazy, but like the art of bricklaying Like it's beautiful. I don't know. I wouldn't probably be very good at it.
I think you would. I think it'd be excellent.
I had this like dream that I decided I was going to have this big career change, and I just like went up to these bricklayers and I was like, hey, I want to be a bricklayer. And they were like, go away. You can't even lift a brick.
I was going to say, get someone else to carry the bricks on the hod or whatever it's called, and then you'll be away.
Maybe I just like the look of bricks, but I don't need to dabble in every little thing that I like.
You could do tiling instead.
Tiling, yeah. Okay,
that'd be pretty cool.
That's like quilting anyway.
Yeah, true. If you could sew with any historical figure or celebrity, who would it be and why?
Maybe like I'd like to sew with the people that make all the ballerina costumes and stuff.
Oh,
like that would
amazing.
be so fun.
Yeah.
Or maybe it wouldn't be fun. Maybe it'd be like extremely stressful.
It would be yeah.
And like down to the wire.
We should speak to Becky from Sewing Gem in the UK and see how she feels about that.
Yeah. Actually, no. I'd really love to sew with like pretty much all of the people, all the designers that we've interviewed on the podcast.
That would be amazing. That would be so. Can you imagine us all in a room?
Oh my gosh. There wouldn't be much sewing going on. It'd be too hard to sew, and you just want to like just chat. But yeah, maybe.
What about celebrities? Do you have
celebrities?
I mean, maybe you wouldn't be thinking
I know
about
that Ryan
sewing.
Gosling knits. Ryan Gosling knits. He could just knit there, and I could sew.
I don't know if there are any that I would like to spend time with that sew necessarily, but I don't know if sewing would be the number one thing to be doing. I think I'd really like to get together with like Princess Di or someone like that if I could and have a sewing session, and chat.
Yeah. Who would I want to bring back from the dead to sew with?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe like Alexander McQueen or something.
Oh, that would be cool. That would be really cool. Yeah. I know, you got me thinking now. That's a hard one.
I don't think I'd want to sew with anyone that I really admire. I just want to watch. I just want to like just creep and just look at them.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I think I wouldn't be able to do it both at the same time.
No. Is this about sewing or is this about meeting your celebrity crush?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I would like to know your answer for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's obviously like you might have had someone in your mind, so let us know who that was.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a sewing motto or mantra? Mantra. Do you say mantra?
I would say mantra, but I don't know. Mantra.
I think people say mantra.
Do they? Mantra.
I've heard it said that way.
Okay. Well, you say however you want.
Sewing motto.
I didn't, but then when we spoke to Kelly from True Bias the other day, she said one and I loved it. And I because sometimes in the past I get my knickers in a twist sometimes when I'm sewing. And if things aren't going my way and I go to bed and I'm not happy with, this doesn't happen a lot, but when you have those little fails and I go to bed and all I can think about is that thing and I'm just like, oh my gosh, why isn't it working out? Why doesn't it fit? Why, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And she said one the other day when we were chatting with her, she said, I have to remind myself, it's only sewing. And I think sometimes that's really good advice, particularly if you're starting out and you just want it to be perfect. And because I can be a bit of a perfectionist, I want everything to be just so, excuse the pun, but everything right and perfect and as it should be. And sometimes we just have to remind ourselves why we're doing it and remember that it's only sewing.
Yes, that's a good one. And I think I think I'm going to use that one as well. I think for me it's the same thing. It's like good enough, like it's good enough because I've got to kind of,
I like that.
Step away and go, from half a meter away. I can't even see that little thing that
But that seam doesn't quite, there's a millimetre where the seams the intersection doesn't quite match.
That's a problem. We got to stop doing that.
That is a problem. But then remember, it's only sewing.
Yes, it's
good
only
enough.
Sewing. Good enough. It's good enough. You're making a thing. You're awesome.
Well, the other sort of thing I always do as well, and I've always said this, is if you've got a sewing project that you are not happy with when you finish because you've been looking at it for too long and working on it for too long, put it away in your wardrobe. Don't throw it away. Pull it out in 4 to 6 months, I think is probably the sweet spot, and you'll love it again. You won't remember what the things were that you don't like about it anymore or didn't go right.
And sometimes you're like, oh, this is like almost finished apart from a hem, and then you just hem it and you're like, ta-da!
Yeah, exactly.
I made something today.
Yeah. You get that feel-good feeling from it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Good question. So this is from the Sassy Fox. Which sew had the most swearing, and which was your favourite sew this year?
The sew of mine that has had the most swearing would be, it was pre-COVID, so maybe like 5 years ago. I made a silk organza dress. So it was like a X-ray dress and it was black. And I took so long making that thing. And I did all French seams and I did them like narrow seams. So like 1/8 when they were finished. So beautiful.
Fiddly.
And it had had ruffles and all this stuff, all of this beautiful insides. And then I had a gathered waist. And I, for some reason, decided I wouldn't do the French seam on the gathers because it's gathers and it's French seam. Who wants to do that? Not me. So I used binding. And then I went to the event, which was a Frocktails, and it was beautiful and it was lovely. And then I got in the cab. And then when I got out of the cab, I must have put my hand on the dress when I went to get out of the cab, and I ripped a hole along the waistband. So I made this thing. It took me 1,000,000 hours, and then I ripped it. I mean, I ripped it after the event, which was better than before, but I was devastated, and I swore a lot.
Oh, that's sad.
And I still have it, and I look at it. And
You're
then
going to fix it? Do you think it's
No,
fixable?
well, I'd have to take it all apart, like, because it has an invisible zipper, which was also bound, and, I don't know. I just...
sad times.
It is sad. But yes, my favourite make this year?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's your favourite? Or what's your biggest?
Well, my biggest
swearing?
fail, I think I've already mentioned my dress where I picked the wrong fabric, and that's in the naughty corner, and we'll stay in the naughty corner. But probably the funniest one was the first shirt that I made for my husband. I managed to sew, the sleeves, you've got the placket and everything, and the cuff. I managed to sew 2 sleeves the same.
Oh, no. And then
So when he put it on, I realised, but I still made him wear it, obviously. And I was like, just roll the sleeves up, it will be fine. Anyway, that's probably why I'm putting off making another shirt. But I've made other shirts for him, but I don't sew for him a lot. And I just laughed at myself how I managed to make 2 sleeves the same. That was ridiculous of me, but
Those moments are funny though. When you sew like the neckline onto the sleeve or something.
I know.
Or like you're sewing like pants and then you end up sewing the crotch onto something in the pocket or something like that.
I think it was funny actually because I was saying, oh, look, you can't wear that. And he's like, no, it's fine. I can just roll which was very sweet of him, but I felt a little bit sorry for him, wearing the shirt your wife made you with gammy arms.
That's love.
Something like that.
Well, what's your favourite make?
Oh, my favourite make.
Favourite sew this year? I'm assuming that probably all of the questions about the podcast makes. Well, I didn't really make too much else other than the podcast things.
Yeah. So did you have any that you swore at a lot from the ones you were making in the podcast?
The Chloe bias skirt was the most annoying one because of the way the fabric was shifting, and it probably didn't cut it exactly on the true bias. Yeah. And then it was just all a bit chaotic after that. And it was a fabric choice too. Yeah.
I think my I had the longest journey, let's say, with the Gracie Steel top, the titillating tank, because when you're dealing with stretch fabrics, you're dealing with so many different levels of stretch. And I think for me, that was probably the one I swore at the most, but was very happy with the end result. But it just took me a little while to get there. And the one that I enjoyed, or my favourite, and probably wear the most actually, was either the Ashton or the Sagebrush. How about you?
I've worn everything quite a lot, except for the Sia dress, but not because I don't like it. It's just I haven't
had a chance.
I just haven't had an event that kind of like would suit.
Yeah, no, I've worn everything
else was a little bit more every day, and that was more of a like a dressy dress.
Yeah, I've worn everything, but I definitely feel like they're the two. Maybe because they're tops. Maybe that's what I tend to go towards. So.
Yeah, I really enjoyed making everything. There wasn't anything that was
I've been
swearing.
Really, I think the quality of the patterns, instructions, and everything that we've been making have just been amazing, which has made the whole process less sweary, I would say.
Because You weren't a big pattern sewer
No, I wasn't.
person.
I'd done a few courses where I'd created my own block, and then I was doing a lot of like more formal dresses and things like that, which would take me months and months and months. So it's been quite nice just, picking up a pattern, picking up the instructions, not whipping it up and having something I can wear, on a Tuesday morning to take my kids to school, because I've made other things that I have one dress in particular which I refer to as my my green frill neck lizard dress.
I love that dress.
But I'm not going to be wearing that on a Tuesday morning, and it's been worn twice, So it's nice to wear more, or make rather more everyday things.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so the last question is plans for 2025.
Yeah, exciting. What is 2025 going to bring?
Well, we've got some very exciting patterns already lined up for the first half of the year. We're very excited. High caliber of designers. I'm getting more and more nervous to interview people.
Yeah, I know. But I feel like we're getting our flow, really. We've been doing it for a year, and we've learned a lot, I think, along the way. And it's nice to be in that position where we know the drill now.
We do. Yeah, we do. And I think we're getting used to sewing a garment every month as well.
Deadlines.
You usually sew a toile?
Yeah, usually. Yeah.
So it's like 2 garments.
It is. Because I'm not confident that things are going to fit just from the measurements always. Sometimes
that's
I just,
enough.
you know what I'm like with my alterations and things. And for me, I think that's when I make stuff is a big reason as to why I sew, is that I want it to fit well,
Of course. But yeah, so many amazing
patterns. Exciting.
Yeah. But we haven't filled up the schedule for next year yet, because there might be some new and exciting patterns that come out that blow us all away.
Yep.
And we must review that one. But we are open to suggestions.
Absolutely. We'd love to hear from you.
And there have been a few that have come through, which is great. And we'll be lining up new amazing patterns and amazing designers. Yeah.
Exciting. And what about Kylie and the Machine? What's happening with you guys next year?
Oh, Kylie and the Machine. Wow. I don't know. I just got to get through this. Got to get through Christmas. At this time, the end of the year is, it's full on.
Yeah.
Right up to the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we have a very long break. We have like a 3-week break, and then we all come back, and then we make the plans for the rest of the year. But, a lot of the same things, fun tools, labels, calendar, all that sort of stuff.
Oh, exciting. Can't wait.
Maybe a new pattern.
Ooh,
if I have enough time. They take so long.
I bet. A lot of respect for all the work that the pattern designers do.
Sewing Jam has some exciting stuff.
Yeah, well, we're hoping that, I am hoping that in the new year, I want to start offering small workshops and sewing lessons, maybe making up some of the podcast patterns and things. We're based in Berlin for local people. So we're hoping that, that will be something that's popular next year. I was a teacher, and I'm keen to get back to that aspect of things and love teaching. So, watch this space.
That is so exciting. So if you want to get lessons from Gemma, you can.
I've got some work to do between now and next year, but that's going to happen.
If I was going to learn sewing from someone, I would want it to be you.
Oh, thank you, Kylie.
Very patient, and you're very clear with your instructions.
I hope so. I will do my best.
Yes. Yes. So thank you for listening to this episode. There was no pattern to review. We needed a break. We hope you're enjoying the break as well.
And we wish you all a really, really happy Christmas and New Year. And we look forward to being back and ready to review those patterns in 2025.
Woohoo! Bye.
So thanks so much for listening, everyone. We would love it if you could join our Facebook group, the Sewing Club Podcast Community, where we can share our makes and tips and tricks along the way.
And we have an Instagram as well, which is sewingclub.podcast. We have feedback forms attached to that. You can see our garments in the wild. We post videos there, and we love hearing all the feedback, so keep it coming.
We'd love it if you could subscribe, rate, review the podcast. All of that helps to get this podcast to as many people as possible.
Till next time.
Till next time.